What's up, guys? Goat Rodeo Gaming here, back in Transport Fever with a new map, Model Railroading. Alright, let's check it out. Let's just get into it. So I wanted a decent size kind of model railroad, not too big, not too small. So I think I found kind of a happy medium. An L-shaped map here. Basically, I just raised the terrain to make it look like a table or a bench, which you would find on a model railroad. And then I just painted the rest of the ground like asphalt. Let's pause time here real quick. Whap! Alright, let's get into it. So over here, we're going to come to our main yard. You can see lots of industries. Got a quarry here. Got a coal mine up here. Got a freight coming out. I'll explain how the freight works. I came up with a pretty good idea to where this map is still functional. It's not just trains running around in a circle. So we got our main yard, got a few tracks, got some industries. I'll kind of take you one by one. First, let's go around the main line. Got a local coming in. Got this freight going out. So we got two tracks on our main line. So we're going to come in here to town. Got a little industrial area right here. Added some fences. I put a good amount of effort into the detail, like you would see on a model train railroad. So here's kind of the main drag here in town. Got a bunch of different buildings. Just wanted kind of a modern American theme, I guess. Come out here, we got a lumber mill. We got this nice pond that the lumber mill uses. So we got the main line right here. And this is where it splits. So first I'll show you the lower line and then I'll go over the upper line. Then as you zoom in, I got my quality kind of low because the big maps I've been making lately just can't run on super high quality. So there's some good detail on this creek coming through. So we'll go through this lower map. I do have signals. It's all one direction. So you could run quite a bit of mainline trains as long as they're not too long. I'm running them about 2,500 feet right now. That seems to be working. So we got this lower line that kind of crosses through, and then the upper line crosses over some cool bridges and all that good stuff. This lower line cuts straight through the mountain and then comes out right here. Then we go into another tunnel underneath the mining district, and then we come back out to the yard. Okay, now let's go over the upper mine. Okay, so we got the upper line right here. Splits off. You have some elevation gain, some tunnels. Come over here, we cross over the lower line before it goes into the mountain. Some more bridges, more tunnels. Come back out. And then it meets up. Now what's cool is since they cross over each other right here, basically a full loop is the lower line, which then becomes the outside track, which then feeds right into the upper line, so the high line. So a full loop is lower all the way around, upper all the way around. That's why we have two trains coming out right now. I tried changing the sound on this unit, but it doesn't sound like it worked. I'll have to try again. And as you can see, we got a train coming out right here. Okay, so now I'll show you all the industries, branch lines, whatever you want to call them, and then I'll explain how the freight process works. So I did not incorporate any passenger service into this map because I didn't want to create I don't like how the towns look in this game. I wanted to create a detailed town look. So it's just freight, but you can always run passenger trains around the map just for looks. Or you can create, a false platform, right? I wanted the detailed look and the functionality without the actual cities because they don't look too great most of the time. Okay, so we're back here at the yard. If you notice, I have 3 stations. They're all interconnected. I'll explain why in a second. So first, you come out of the yard. We got an old industry. It's not being used. You can always put it back into service if you want. Pretty easy with Freestyle Industries. Okay, so we got this bridge that crosses over. Goes up to this coal mine. So not the most detailed mine I've ever made, but doesn't look bad either. So we got the loader. I kind of put all these pieces together. I think it came out pretty cool. Then we'll head back down. Come out this way. Kind of have our split. Once again, we have another old industry that's no longer in use. We got a fuel refinery. We'll go down this branch that goes into town first. So you can see we got a train going along the river. All the track, mainline track, is 30 mile an hour. All the branch and yard track are 10 to 15, just depending on the spot. So this branch runs down to the lumber mill. That's where you get your lumber. So this is kind of a cool site. Lower train, upper train. Alright, so we'll come back to here. We got the local waiting to get into the yard. So we have a goods building right here next to the refinery. We have a farm for grain. And then we have the stone down here in the quarry. So overall, it's pretty simple, but it's got detail, and it's fun. It's fun to do, honestly, for being small. So now I'll explain how the freight works. So you come in here, we got our yard stations, okay? All these local freight eventually get transferred to this one right here. And now how I programmed it is, we have our freight trains. So he's not going to load up this time. This one right here. He's going to come in. Now he's went from the outside track to the inside track. Going to the tunnel, he's going to come out on this track right here. This is what we would call main track 1 in the real railroading world. Then he's going to come into the yard. He's going to come to this depot. He's going to load up all the freight that these locals have been bringing in. He'll depart. This time he'll go on the lower track. He'll come out over here. He'll be on the outside track now, where this train is. And it will go into this siding where this train is. And you come down here, and there's a station where you can feed freight into it. So this is where you load, and this is where you unload. And it takes a full time all the way around on both the inside and outside track to get to both. So it's not like you just load up, go around, unload. You have to go around twice and then unload, go around twice and then load. So it creates a lot of variety, and it makes a small map a little bit bigger for our mainline trains. And then this allows us to have, I haven't tested it yet, I have 2 mainline trains, no problem right now. So you could probably have 3 or 4 at least, because I do have signals on the main line. Now it's important to note that we don't have trains going opposite directions. They're all heading this way. So that takes away a little bit from the realism, but it extends the map's ability to be more realistic in the sense of a mainline freight train actually hauling cargo around the map, not just once but twice, without taking the same route. So, pretty happy with how this came out. This is probably, if I make some more model train layouts in the future, probably more the system I will have in the future. Obviously, if I were to do this a second time, I would make it much bigger. I'd probably have some islands that come out here. Maybe it goes all the way around the room, and then islands that come out, and this, that, and the other. Like, you can make a really big model railroad that is still realistic size and still looks like a model railroad. And here's the beauty of this map, guys, is that you can extend this if you want. So I gave you kind of a base to start with. Come over here at the terrain tool, go to square, okay, increase the brush size, the strength, and then whoop, as long as you're tedious and you're careful, you can come off of this wherever you want with another table and then extend it out, come back. You know, I was really precise with my edges so that it looked realistic, right? So if you're tedious, you can come out with another run. Come out on this side, come out on that side, come out wherever you want. So you could turn what I've created here into a much bigger model railroad if you want to. So there's a lot of variety, even though it seems like it's pretty simple. So I don't think there's too much more to add. I'll kind of go around some of the finer details real quick. Built a little neighborhood here in the trees. I think that came out pretty cool. Got an extension of this farm right here. I think it came out pretty good. Let's see what he's doing right here. So this guy's loading up. Going to town. Like I said, a little industry district. I'd say that looks pretty good. On the corner here, we got a gas station with a garage. Coming to town. I think it turned out pretty good. Some shopping centers, some industrial buildings, or I should say commerce buildings. Right? And then we come over here. I added some little bit of detail to the log camp. Static equipment, logs, lumber. And then over here in the back corner, let's watch this thing come up. Got a little fishing hole. Just a quiet, kind of out of the place little fishing hole. And what's cool too also, guys, is I wanted to use a lot of trees to kind of break up the routes and the feeling that you're really close to one another, right? So when you go up this upper map, you can still kind of look down the town, but you can't see much else. Same with this one, same with this one. So there's some separation when it comes to the vegetation. You can't go wrong with this big bridge. So, anyways, guys, last thing would be is the basic routes are already incorporated, the locals, the main line, all that good stuff. I use pot signals, placed them strategically so the locals don't all get in each other's way, because that's a problem. Yep, everything looks good. pulling out. See what the tonnage is on this thing. 2,500, not bad. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this map. When this video comes out, it'll be available on the download, or I should say the workshop, geez. Download station. Getting my games confused. Something that's a little simple, highly detailed, but you guys can always extend it. This end right here would probably be the easiest to extend off of. Extend it that way, then extend it that way, then extend it that way. Whatever you guys want to do. Or extend it off this way. It doesn't matter to me. So if you do use this map and you do extend it, if you got a YouTube channel, take a video of it, upload it, and let me know in the comments of this video, and I'll check it out. Always interested to see how you guys use my maps and kind of make it your own. So we'll leave off with this cool picture right here. Everything moving. Thanks for always tuning in. Thanks for all the support. Like and subscribe, comment, share to anybody you think might like this. And we will talk to you guys later.